Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology, although I'll probably use cards today, not sure which ones yet, to check into Trump's week. This will be for April 23rd to the 29th. Just checking in to see if justice will be served and in which ways. It's coming, I know it's coming. Yeah. Okay, so meanwhile, sending you lots of love. Let me swap out cameras here, bring you over my table, and get this going. Hold on. Okay, so I forgot to show you my new toy. Ready? It's a Trump troll doll. I can hold him up like a little rat. Anyway, that's where he lives. So you can see I'm using the Kipper because I want to check into all things legal with him for the week. So, thank you for the truth. Donald John Trump's experiences for the week of, and mostly legal, but, you know, this deck is great for relationships, too. But for the week of April 23rd to the 29th, 2023. Okay. Okay, always be grifting, always be meeting, always be looking for, always ogling the young ladies. That's where he's always headed. Also will be traveling. Oops, I'm sorry, hold on, maybe I can do it this way. Oh, yay, just like a train, I pushed him. Okay. Looking for a handout, and Melania has that behind her. Yeah, she's headed towards her karma, whatever that may be. I could only imagine. It's probably pretty bad. Okay, now I'll be able to get these lined up a little faster, I think. Ouch. I can keep from knocking them out from under. All right. So, of course, you probably remember, but just in case you're new to my channel, the top row in a Kipper reading, actually in any cartomancy, system, the top row, when you're doing rows, when you're doing a string, it doesn't matter, if it's just a cross, but when you're doing rows and columns, the top row is what weighs down and bears upon the situation or the person, or depending on what's going on, depending on where the person shows up. He hasn't shown up yet, but I always see this as him. Melania has control. He can't stop thinking about that. She's got the upper hand in their relationship. I bet you her NFTs or non-fungible tokens are doing better than his. He's got a new batch out. Like, who's dumb enough to buy those? Okay, so there's something new. Something new that could break him even further. Has to do with Melania and his assets. He can't stop thinking about it. She knows, of course, not only where the bodies are buried, but she's been his handler for so long. I'm sure she knows everything to do with his part in the transnational money laundering crime syndicate, to quote Sarah Kensingdor. She has a few good books too. So melanoma is, the whole bag is looking forward to Jack Smith stepping in and making things a little easier for her to get out of, I suppose, with, you know, Mr. Flump. All right, so something new, something small with Melania. Could also be the connection to Baron, although, you know, Baron he's just not young enough to be getting this card, so I really don't feel like it's him. I actually feel like it's something new that Melania has been pushing Melania to go in a certain direction. And yeah, she does have, of course, karma. She has tremendous karma with him because she made that choice years ago to hook into him. Maybe she was attracted in the beginning. I doubt it. I'm sure that it was, you know, a big whole Ghislaine Maxwell and her dad. You know, Epstein connection that got them together, which is all part of that money laundering, you know, crime syndicate. Transnational. So he's having, this week, he's going to be looking forward to meeting with Melania, but also we have E. Jean Carroll's case coming in here. That's coming up. And he did, if I remember what happened last week, but I do not remember the cards at all, except for, like, he's always getting this one, that one with the big, hold on. Yes, pants down, that's someone else probably too. I remember someone else I was reading on before. Where is it? Yeah, it might not be close by. It's that one with the big giant rock coming down. It's the Five of Swords defeat in this deck. It's yeah. I think we've been getting this one for him every week. And the reason I thought of it was because of the roses, you know. What he's putting out there, what he has put out there in the past. What's coming back to him, you know. What he's attracting based on, you know, his karma. So there's a painful ending around some new what? Some new surveillance on him? Or something new has come out about the surveillance on him in the past. And this part here, of course, has to do with Melania taking him to the cleaners every time she can. These two cards connected together are his dementia, Alzheimer's, I would say, you know, not early onset Alzheimer's. I would say he's had it for years. And it runs in his family. That's what killed his dad. Yeah, okay, so now, let me start with these first few. So, well, I kind of did speak to them already. This is our card for cheaters, liars, grifters, people who hide their identities even, people who are just, you know, deceiving, constantly deceiving. It's also enemies. It's also our card for enemies. So he could have a meeting with an enemy and gets, you know, I mean, of course he got honeypotted by Melania a long time ago. Either that, or it was just set up in the get-go from the, you know, the Kremlin, because he was hooked up with the Kremlin in the 80s, so there was that already. So it might not have been like a honey trap kind of a thing with those two, but could be a trap here going on. And it could be from someone traveling in to see him, and he meets with them, and there's that. Let's see what else it could be. Meeting up with his attorneys, his teamwork, his creative teamwork, because what's-his-face, Corcoran, had to recuse himself with the, you know, the stolen documents case that Jack Smith is working on. That and the J6 committee. Now, this is my J6 committee card here, too. So there could be something coming together with that down the pike this week. or soon after. You know, timing is always hard. Especially, you know, imagine imagine new discoveries, right? That just keep coming in, new little pieces of information based on the surveillance. And with the marriage card here, this would be people who are bonded. It doesn't have to be marriage. It can be partnerships in his inner circle. And this card here has to do with subpoenas. So it's possible that E. Jean Carroll's case is in here. I don't see him speaking up about that. I don't see him even showing up. Unless that's what this is about, maybe. But we don't have the courthouse card here, you know. We have the investigation here, and we have the rules and regulations and all of his political, you know, stuff that he's involved in constantly. But I don't have, you know, because I don't have, let me see if maybe at this other end. Okay, so that's him headed towards change. A lot of change, a lot of financial change, headed towards maybe grifting more, just constantly grifting more, or being grifted upon. Boy, you can imagine the karma he's got. Yeah, that sometimes this is my Merrick Garland card, but notice, I mean, I could keep going. It's in there somewhere, but I don't have the courthouse card, which would be him showing up. So I don't think he's going to show up to that to E. Jean Carroll's. I don't know if it's her second trial or a new one with a different twist. Can't remember. I've already read on her so many times. It's in there in the playlist. So there's that. I think somebody wanted me to read on her again, but I think I already did. I mean, I don't know that anything new would come through. So, okay, what else? Subpoenas, sad news, things he doesn't like, coming right into his home, his inner circle, wherever he is. People lying to him, he's lying. It's always about the lying. And there's a painful loss. There's an ending for some reason or another. I'm thinking that's an ending, because these cards are knighting together, that there's an ending to his creative finance, his ability to bring in money, his ability to bring in wealth, and maybe, I don't know, maybe there's the end to any type of pleasure and joy he might have in his life. This could be Ivanka. This is generally the daughter card or sister card, or, you know, or just a, you know, younger woman. But this could be Ivanka, and there's an end to that. Because this gal does knight, if it is a person. Doesn't have to be, but if it is, it knights to, yeah, it is, I'm getting clearly, it is her. It knights to family and his inner circle. And so that relationship is done. And maybe it's because he understands that he's been betrayed by her, because her and Jared and Eric and Don Jr., they all flipped on him a long time ago. But he might not have known about it till just recently, until, you know, he went to court. His first indictment with Alvin Bragg. And yeah, so anyway, let's move forward. For the rest of the week, it looks to me like, yeah, feeling helpless, more helplessness, especially about the ways to bring money in. And his development of Alzheimer's is increasing. And all he can think about are his assets moving forward, and who can he trust, who is loyal to him. And those loyalties, like I said, are ending. And the loyalties, all of this right here, he's feeling helpless. Maybe Ivanka is feeling helpless as well. but the loyal situations, and I've seen this coming in for a long time, is that his, used to give the Two of Cups card and then all these, the Ten of Swords, all these other cards, where relationships were just evaporating because people are covering their own asses, right? CYOA. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I'm feeling like for some reason or another, his ability to launder money is drying up. Because that's all right in here. And I'm thinking it has to do with sanctions that have been put on him, or at least by the end of the week there'll be some new sanctions on the money laundering crime syndicate, and it really affects him. Because that's been, you have to just always have to remember the reason he put together, it started with his dad. His dad was all mobbed up with a Genovese family, and then Brighton Beach happened, Russia, the Russian mob came in, and he's been, since the 80s, connected that way. And now all these years have gone by. He's developed all these Trump Towers and the Trump brand, but it was only a vehicle to launder money. A big vehicle. That's been the long time scheme, right? Sheldon Whitehouse should do another, I think he's up to scheme 21. He should do a Trump scheme series. Man, talk about a rabbit hole there. So, okay. It just looks to me, I don't think I need to belabor this at all anymore. It looks to me that by the end of the week, there's maybe a tax issue or a bank fraud issue or insurance fraud issue that comes down on him, because, when you get this card, you're having to take responsibility. And our adjudication card is, it's our card for all types of, agents, investigators, or maybe has to go to the doctor. It's our card for doctors too, and for his mental illness, man, woman, camera, his cognitive testing. But if we look at these two cards together, I really doubt that Melania wants to go to therapy with him. I feel like this is an investigation actually into both of them. She's had to have signed, her joint tax filings with him, I'm sure. He would have his his corporate papers to sign, but she's got her own karma here, and she's been coming through every week, hasn't she? Right? I'm trying to think back and remember when she hasn't come through in the last couple of months. Yeah. Okay. So with focusing in on the four corners, kind of, framing in the week, sadness, problems, texts, messages he doesn't like getting, maybe having even a little bit of a illness coming through that he's hiding, I'm thinking he stays at home as much as possible because he doesn't really feel good. He's not feeling physically well, I'm getting with these cards here. And the meetings he's having gets him down even further. And that's his karma. Thank you, Jeffrey Thompson, for teaching me that. That's what this card is. And with the adjudication card, maybe it's him just spinning around with everything that's coming down the pike for him. He can't think of anything else. In the Kipper, this is like our Tower card, because it's that, crisis. You're just in constant crisis, and you're really Helpless, feeling helpless. You know, we have helplessness here and here. Yeah. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Melania developing. I think I went through all of that. Melania, for the last 2 years at least, has been working to get more money. And she might lie to him and say that it's for Baron, but, and it would be, I would think she would, well, I don't know. Honestly, don't know how protective she is. Yeah. What else? Yeah, crisis of the mind, helplessness, pessimism, depression. This is our card for depression. So health-wise, it doesn't look good at all. And often I see this as my answer card, and this can be a card of negotiation. So this could be the big cap on this week is Melania negotiating something new with him. God. She's like the thing that won't get off of him. But I bet you that I bet you she's actually doing better financially than she ever has before. But you know, we're talking greed, because she doesn't care about anything other than her money and her greed, and I mean, getting, just gimme, right? But she's learned how to. She's been very. She's learned. She's figured it out. So, yeah. What else with this? I feel like there's still something else with this card right here. When it comes to him, this card can be that someone makes a decision for him, and so what it would be is something about her, and it's their karma together. But then, you know, we do have this very real possibility that has something to do with their tax returns. Interesting. And because the community card knights to the house, which is, you know, the assets, his assets, I wonder if this does, if she is implicated, right? I mean, the details are here, implicated in this whole money laundering, you know, lifestyle that he's been in. Because it's all of his Trump Towers that are the vehicle for the money laundering, and she's involved in that. Wow. Sad. I mean, sad for all the money, you know, the kids involved in it's such a sad situation. But these people they've been in it for years, and it makes me sick. So anyway, that's it. Don't have a happier note to end on here for him, of course, never, but we'll all be happy when we see him. Well, we might not. We might not see him behind bars, because I've gotten before that he does take off. But I always get this card too. And have, for a long time, gotten the ill health card. Always get this every week. His mind is just oatmeal. So, yeah. Okay. But anyway, you guys let me know what you get. I know I have tons of amazing readers here, and you feel free to put what you see, because I'm probably missing a few things, but yeah. Okay. Other than that, take good care. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, and hope you can join Lisa and I in the live stream at noon. Okay. Bye.